Hey, it's Dr. Gary Rademacher from the Business Academy. Welcome to this video. And today I want to discuss there's only 5 objections that you're ever going to get in dealing with the patient as far as starting on your services. So to discuss this real quickly, I want to start with this though. If you have a really good report of findings process where you educate the patient and you actually bring them up what we call the awareness scale, you won't have as many objections. So it really starts with your day 1, day 2 process. If you nail that, it greatly diminishes your objections. Now, you're still going to get them. And so the top 5 are this, right? Money, probably guessed it, right? 2 is time. 3 is product or service. 4 is a stall, like, let me think about it, or I need to talk to my spouse. Those are all stalls. Money can be a stall too, right? And the last one is the objection you never find out, okay? So that's because there's a lack of trust. So they don't fully communicate with you. So those are it. Those are the 5. Now, what the Business Academy has created are 75 different objection handles for just those 5. So in conclusion, I want to go over a couple tips for you. So after you have increased a patient's awareness and they're sitting at a demand for improvement, they're ready for your care, and you present the money. And let's say you say it's $5,000. So Mrs. Jones, everything we've gone over with you today and everything we're going to deliver to help you with, this problem, it's $5,000. And so most people sitting in that chair want to save as much money as possible. So we do have a pay in full program where we give a 10% discount. So if you have the ability to pay for it in full, you'd actually save, $500 today, and the total would be $4,500. Is that something you'd like to do? So once you've set the stage for that, there's a few things that I want you, a few rules that I want you to hone in on. One is once you give them the cost of the program, stop talking. You probably heard this before, right? Stop talking. The first person who talks loses. So once you give the pitch, stop talking. I'd recommend do not give option A, B, C, because someone who is confused cannot make a decision. And so by giving a lot of different options, you create confusion and they have to think through like, what should I do? Should I do option 1, 2, 3? Just give them one option at a time. The next thing is I want you to focus on whatever they say after you present the money, just agree. I'm not saying that you're agreeing with what they're saying, but be in agreement with them. Agreement brings in more communication. If you disagree with what they're saying, you actually close down the communication. We don't want that. So you want to keep the communication going. So if they were to say something like, that's expensive, I want you to follow it up with, yeah, I agree, it is expensive. Now, the next thing I want you to do is give it back to them gently, because I want you to treat that objection like a complaint. Because a lot of times people are just complaining, right? We live in a world of complainers, right? So basically, if someone says, wow, that's expensive, just say, hey, I agree with you, it is expensive. What would you like to do? Or how would you like to proceed? Just gently give it back to them. Many times what you'll get, they'll just be like, well, do you take payments? Of course we do. And you can go over, how you do your payment programs. So the last bit of information I want to give you here is if it's a true objection, which it's a true objection if they keep stating the same objection, right? So just remember this, whatever objection they're giving you, that's the reason why they should do it. So let's go back to that money objection. So if someone says, wow, that's expensive, and you follow that with like, I agree it is expensive. What would you like to do? And they say, well, I can't afford that. Then I would go into, well, you know what? If you remember when we were discussing your care, you said that your condition would worsen, and you said this is something you wanted to handle. So let me remind you that, with your condition, we know that with time, your condition is going to worsen, correct? You told me your condition would worsen. How would that be for you? And the fact of the matter is this. If your condition worsens, which you said it would, do you think this is going to be more expensive or less expensive? They're going to say more expensive. And at that point in time, that's when you say, that's the very reason why you should do this. It's going to cost you more as time goes on. So let's do this. So remember, you always want to end with the very objection they're giving you is the reason why they should do it. And that will flip and turn someone many times. So hopefully that helps you guys out. If you have any questions, please contact the Business Academy, and we'll catch you on the next video.